Hey everybody, welcome to Chapter 13. In Chapter 13, we're going to deal with some conversions to find measurements in feet, yards, inches, miles. We're going to talk about gallons, quarts, cups, and pints. And finally, we're going to talk about pounds, ounces, and tons. Today we're going to focus on the inches, feet, yards, and miles. So what we're going to do today is convert from one measurement into another. So I have three examples here for you, but before I do them, I want to draw your attention to our list up top. Our list up top is going to help you to remember from biggest to smallest the order that these measurements come in. The biggest measurement we're going to talk about today is miles. Right below that is going to be yards. Below that, even further, is feet. And then finally, the smallest one is inches. Underneath those, what I have here are two arrows. This arrow starts here and goes to the right. Anytime I'm going from one of the measurements here and going to one to the right of it, I'm going to multiply. Anytime I'm going from one and moving to the left, I'm going to use this arrow and remember to divide. That's going to be important to help you with today's lesson. So, I did not take the time to draw out the chart that we did in class. The chart's available in your books as well as on the paper that we did in class today. So, what I have here is the first example. I want to know how many inches are in 6 feet. Well, here's feet, and I'm moving to the right to get to inches. So what I'm going to do here, I know that I'm going to multiply, and I know from using my chart or my knowledge that in 1 foot I have 12 inches. So, okay, 12 inches in 1 foot, but I'm not talking about just 1 foot, I'm talking about 6 feet. So I saw that I'm moving to the right, I'm going to multiply my 12 inches in 1 foot times the fact that I have 6 feet, and I have found that 6 times 12 is 72. There are 72 inches in 6 feet. Now, notice that feet and inches are only one jump apart. So I only needed to do one step. In my next example, I'm going to go from 60 inches and take 2 jumps to get to yards. That's going to tell me that I need to do 2 different steps. So what I'm going to do first is take my 60 inches and move 1 step along. Now I'm moving from right to left, which means I'm going to divide. 60 inches, and I want to move it into feet. So I'm going to divide my 60 divided by, what can I divide it by? Well, what I'm going to do is figure out how many inches are in 1 foot. And that's 12. So my problem is going to be 60 total inches divided by 12 inches because there's 12 inches in 1 foot, and that's going to tell me how many feet it is. And when I skip count by 12s, 12 goes into 60 5 times. So what I found is that 60 inches is really equal to 5 feet. Okay, easy enough, but that's not my final answer. I need to take that and turn that into yards. Well, I now have 5 feet equals blank yards. And here's where I need to do a little bit of critical thinking. I know from my chart or my knowledge that there's 3 feet in a yard. So 3 of these is going to equal 1 yard. But now I'm left with 2 feet. 5 minus 3 is 2. So my answer is going to be 1 yard and 2 feet left over. I could also write this another way. Since I know it takes 3 feet to get to make a full yard, I could write this as 1 2/3 yards. The correct answer would be 1 2/3 yards, or 1 yard and 2 feet. Finally, my last one. I have 2.5 feet, and I want to know how many inches that is. Well, I'm going to be moving from left to right. In this case, I'm going from feet to inches. So I know that in 2 full feet, I'm going to have 24 inches. 12 times 2 is 24. However, I have an extra half a foot here. So I need to think of half of 12 is what number? Well, half of 12, I'm going to add 6 inches, because that's what half of 12 is, and I'm going to add them up for a final answer of 30 inches. If you use your charts, you cannot go wrong. Take your time. Remember to break things into halves, fourths, or thirds. You're going to do some division with those numbers. Thanks for watching.